I did want to start though with Manchester United because they won the game. Mo, good goal from Bruno Fernandes. Still some problems at the club. Do you think this is the beginning of a turnaround for United, or do you feel as though we learned nothing from that game?
We learned nothing from this game. We learned that Bruno Fernandes can finish the ball at the back of the net like he used to do when he first joined the club. Nothing new, to be honest. But Man United look like shambles. The excuse of Ten Hag not having his players. I thought Vincent Kompany drilled his team really well on the pitch. Eric Ten Hag, there are two options here. It's either he set up his team on purpose to play that kind of football, which is a disaster for me, or he set it up wrong and Vincent Kompany got it right, which is even worse because Vincent Kompany is a newer manager. So both sides is bad. This notion of Man United fans happy with getting the results, that's only the first phase of a process that should have happened last year, and he got it all right. You got results. You did this away from home, and you got to a final, and you won a cup. You got to the Champions League. But I thought that this year I'll see progression. The way I'm looking at Man United now, you regressed from last year. You can tell me about the players or not the players. At least I want to see a style and a way of playing football, and I want to see players making mistake. Just one example: Madison losing the ball to Gabriel Jesus ahead of the 18 is a good sign, not a bad sign. Same as John Stones making these mistakes in 2017. But at least the manager knows that, yeah, we got to work on this. At Man United, I don't know what is Man United again. It's good that you got a result, which is expected against Burnley. But I don't think this is a sustainable way of playing football. And the aim for Man United is to get top four. And it's not like looking like it's on the horizon. So it's not looking good, in my opinion.
So when we lose the ball playing out from the back, that's something you'll praise on shows to come.
If you try, yes. Yes. Because once you get it right, once you get it wrong, but the next game you'll get it right. Ange Postecoglou, by the way, his first game in preseason, he lost the ball like 15 times. But he kept doing it until he got it right. I don't know if it's the pressure. Someone told me before, no, the pressure at Man United is different. Okay, but the pressure at Man United is different if you were getting the results last year. But this year you're getting some results, but it doesn't look sustainable. So for me, I would rather have people making mistakes, but having a certain style of play, like Jurgen Klopp did it in 2015 when he joined, than actually just winning the 1-0. This is for me looking at Ten Hag at his 8th season coaching career. Mikel Arteta maybe had the excuse it was his first job, but I think Eric Ten Hag shouldn't have an excuse. And it's not only about the players, because just one thing, is McTominay worse than the Burnley players that played in the Championship last year? I think the majority of people will tell you no. But again, McTominay looked worse against Burnley than the Burnley players. And that's maybe not on him, maybe on the coaching staff.
If Burnley had a striker, they win that game comfortably. That was a walk in the park. I'm sorry to say it. That was a walk in the park. Bruno, this is the difference with Man United. You have game winners. You know, you've got a Rashford, you've got a Bruno. These are guys that can step up in the crunch moments and finish these chances. Something that Chelsea don't have right now. Obviously, we'll go into Chelsea a little bit later on. But if Burnley had a striker, listen, they bury those chances, man. Because watching them is like watching Chelsea, man. It's all pretty, you know, keeping the ball, creating chances here and there, but again, no clinical edge. Wolves done the exact same thing at Old Trafford as well. No clinical edge, you know, but overall they bossed that game. So like Mo just said there, I agree with literally everything that he said. I don't think it's going to be sustainable. It was the same sort of thing last season. The only difference there was Rashford was on form. One of the best wingers in world football at the time. No one was playing better than him at that time on the left. And this season he's not looking great, is he? So listen, United are going to get caught again. They're going to get caught again. And it's going to get long. So, Terry, enjoy your 3 points for now, bro. You've got problems at home.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not saying Man United a complete article. Question for everybody agreeing how bad we are and rubbish we are. Question for Rory. Definitely the Chelsea boys. Definitely everyone barring Mo, really, because you don't support a Premier League team. With Man United being this bad, with no style of play, we're going to be caught out. How embarrassed are you going to be if and when we finish in front of you this season? How embarrassing is it for you, for your football clubs, if, in your words, a collective, this shit, horrendous, non-progressive, no style of football team, if they finish in front of you, or heaven forbid, win another trophy before any of you, How embarrassing and how bad a look is that for your individual football clubs?
Finish in front of me, it's impossible. I can't lie to you. That's genuinely impossible.
I think again, that isn't the question. The answer the question instead of the answer the actual question.
I'll tell
I'll be
you.
embarrassed.
I'll
As bad
answer
as we
that
are, I'll be
question
embarrassed.
easily, to be honest with you. I think you're going to finish above Chelsea, so they have to be extremely embarrassed. First of all, I completely agree with Don and with Andre on their takes. But when it comes to this whole situation that you just described, I think you're going to finish above Chelsea anyway. I don't think you finish above Arsenal or Spurs. Is it embarrassing? Of course. I will hold my head in shame and I will hang it in shame if Manchester United finish above me or win a trophy before me. Both of those things are not going to happen. So
another question, because I like to get this stuff out early in the season.
Yes.
If Man United do end up coming third again and really turning their season around, if Man United do win another trophy this year, as an example, will it be looked at as overachieving? Because you're now, again, the same as last season, at the beginning of the campaign, we're told we're crap, no style of play, team isn't good enough. But yet when the team improves, everybody says, well, that's what we expected because you've got a really good squad and a really good team. I just want to now, still in September, to ascertain what people will say if we achieve more than you're all saying we will now. What will the rhetoric
The thing
be?
is,
I think,
both
Terry,
things
to be
are
honest with
true
you,
at the same time. Both things
I
are
think-
true at the same time.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't think they're contradictory because Man United are expected with the summer they've had to have a style of football to play well. So if Ten Hag turns it around, then we'll clap for Ten Hag. That's it.
no,
Brilliant.
Terry,
Pep Guardiola last year, Terry, if your manager can turn it around, a lot of manager can turn it around, and he has the experience to turn it around within weeks in an international break. Pep Guardiola last year, they looked at scoring goals, but they're not as fluid, changed the way they played, and they looked absolutely phenomenal.
And
So
I think
I am
Terry,
And I think that's a fair point, Mo. So my question kind of is, how do Man United turn this around? Because you're suggesting that it won't turn around if and when he's playing. Again, we had 11 or 12, 13 players out injured, a lot of them first team. We've not had a single game yet where the majority of last season's and this season's signings have played together. So does anybody think that the manager will turn it around and will start playing like a top team once that happens?
I think you will improve.
Answers the question of whether or not we can overachieve.
Yeah.
Because if you don't think we'll do it then you think we're a crap team, period.
Yeah,
That depends
naturally,
on Ten Hag,
naturally,
Yeah.
I do think you're gonna.
Question, will he turn it around? That's
Yeah.
the question.
why do you
Terry,
think we can answer that? I don't
Wait,
get
hold
it.
on, Mo,
I
hold on,
think-
wait,
Let's answer
wait,
it
hold
then.
on. Wait, Terry, let me answer this. Yeah, for me, I do think that United can improve with the players that you're missing because I don't think the personnel that you've got right now is great. That's the reason why I've said United overall this season aren't going to do what they need to do. Because when you've got guys like Scott McTominay coming in, you know, looking at your back line, Johnny Evans, I know he played well the other day, but again, it goes back to Burnley not having that attacking force. If he came up against a team like Arsenal, like he did the other week, the guy was shaking. You know what I mean? He looked like an old man. So these are things that I'm looking at. Your squad overall, there isn't that quality and depth that you need. But I do think that he will improve to an extent when his players start to come back like Amrabat, you know, your Mounts or whatever. These are players that can actually do something. Do you know what I mean? Do something. The other players that you've got in reserve, they can't. There's no hope for them. You get it? There's no hope for Scott McTominay and these guys. They can't do what Ten Hag needs.
So you disagree with what Mo said earlier, that he's not having it, that it's because the manager hasn't got his players playing that with this bad?
Yeah, no, listen, I've got to be fair. Man. When these United players, United have a lot of quality that they're missing right now. Same way Chelsea are missing a lot of quality right now. I think that the quality that we have available is better than Man United's. That's why overall I'm looking at United's squad. They're going to have to bring in these guys. Varane can barely stay fit. Martinez, you know, he looks like he's picking up a few injuries here and there. Their overall squad's not great, but I do think you will improve a little bit when you get these guys coming back.
I think to answer all the questions almost, like if United keep playing the way that they are now and still finish above Arsenal, I'd be on the floor. I'd be embarrassed. I wouldn't know what had happened. And in that case, Eric Ten Hag has massively underperformed with his squad. If you improve, which I think you will when players are back and they've started learning their style, and that should be happening quite quickly now, it's his second season. If you improve a bit and still finish a bit behind Arsenal, I'd say that's probably where you are. And if you're top four, I think that's fine. And then if you massively improve and start playing top-level football and get ahead of Arsenal, then I'd say it's not embarrassing because you've been beaten by a team that are playing very, very well. And so you have to respect it.
Listen, I get that. And there's a few people in the comments that said, surely Terry understands that United would have to play better than they are now to finish higher. No, I understand that. That isn't why I'm asking the questions. I'm not delusional. I've watched my match reactions and see what I've said about my club. what I get a bit bored of, and I'm not really accusing any of you on the panel of this, is that the way people talk about Man United is always in absolutes. You are crap. Your manager dead. Your team is dead. Your squad is rubbish. And then when we start to improve, they change that narrative to, yeah, but we all knew you were this good. I just want to hear a little bit more in-depth commentary from our rivals on Manchester United rather than the same tired, dead banter dribble, which is either you're underachieving even when you do well because how much money you spend, but when we're doing poorly, it's you built a bad squad, you've wasted your money, your manager's crap. Like, I don't like how polarized it is, and I know I'm a little biased on that because I'm a Man United fan, but every other club seems to get a lot more nuance when it comes to the discussion. With my club, it's either we're underachieving even when we're good, or we're dog shit and we're never going to get any better. And
this is all
minds
in Ten Hag's hands, though. This is the thing.
Oh, mate, I'm not disputing that element. I agree with you. This is on Ten Hag to be able to improve this. What he's got a squad that's good enough to make the top four and good enough when fit to play better football than we are right now, without a shadow of a doubt. Do I think McTominay can do it? Listen, some of the players that play for Burnley in midfield are better than McTominay. McTominay is not very good at all. He is a low-level Premier League, high-level championship player. That is what Scott McTominay is. He is absolutely bang average, and he shouldn't be at this football club anymore. And we've got too many bang average football players at this club. But yeah, no, I totally agree. Terry, Terry, you gas up most. Sorry, go on, mate. Go on.
There's like an unexpected and an expected side to them. Because if you look at United's results, they lost to Arsenal, lost to Spurs, lost to Brighton. And let's be honest, those are all better footballing sides than you. So that's kind of expected. And then obviously you beat Forest, you beat Wolves, and you beat Burnley. And that's the expected side. But the unexpected side is, so you're getting the expected results, but it's the unexpected performances, because last season, you can't really blame Ten Hag too much for just adopting a style that was good enough to get results. But when it's the second season, like injuries, I do hear it, but it's getting to a point where we have to see a style of play here. Because if we don't see a style of play and you continue to buy players, then what are you building for? Yeah, like, it doesn't really make much sense.
So when people say style of play, define what would be a style of play for Man United. What's it called? What does it look like?
The thing is, like I said, I'm not too high on Ten Hag, and I don't know him tactically that well. But broadly speaking, it's probably an attacking style of play that dominates the ball, has a high defensive line, like gets lots of players into the final third, combines well, can help control games, isn't prone to getting attacked in transition. Just that's broadly speaking. But we've just seen against Burnley how you're basically sitting behind the ball and counter-attacking against a team that just came up from the Championship last season. And I get it. You know what? He's showing that he's adaptable. But also, if United want to kick on this season, you're not going to get any better playing the just results-focused, counter-attacking transition style of play. Like, that's not going to lift you up the table. That's not.
No, I understand.
I think he's under pressure. To be honest, Terry, one of the things that I was thinking about Ten Hag, I think Man United has been in a bad place for a long time. That I feel like he doesn't have the flexibility or the room, like the edge, to actually go for a long run and try things. He's like, maybe I'm under pressure. Maybe I need to play the football that will get me results now. And he thinks that tightening the defense, playing counter-attack is to get the best out of these footballers. Playing Bruno on the right, this is what I have now. I feel like maybe the pressure from the fans, from the boards, from the media is getting to him. He's like, he doesn't have the room to improve these players. Yeah,
I think there's part of that. I also, was when people speak about style of play, I do think when people say patterns of play, style of play, I think it's become such a vague buzzword that when you ask people to expand, and I'm not talking about you, Roy, their eyes go very wide, and you see the whites of their eyes because they realize, shit, I don't even know how to explain that. And I don't know who said this. It might have been Einstein, but if you can't explain something in simple layman's terms and you don't understand what it is that you are talking about, and most Man United fans I ask, what should he be trying to do? And they go, well, like get more people in the box and hold on to possession more and dominate the ball more. I see a team that tries to do that at times, but then I look at people like Scott McTominay as a case in point, who's so poor on the ball and so panicky when he has it. that he's not able to move the ball in the right way, that he isn't able to pass it how we want, how he loses possession when I don't want him to. So part of me thinks, well, if we had better technicians and someone like Amrabat, who statistically speaking was one of the best, the most pressure-resistant midfield players in Europe last year, players like him are what's going to help us improve, in my personal opinion. So I need to wait and see a little bit more around that. But look, someone here says, Terry, what is Man United's style of play? Again, I've done these shows before, my bro, where I've actually done shows where I've broken down what Ollie was doing and the way we do things and the patterns that I saw in every game and the positions people took up. And I did countless videos showing everybody. And because it disproved the theory, again, we have a style of play. It's just a style of play that you don't like or don't want. That's the fundamental difference.
Okay, the thing is, Terry,
we know what we have to do. So I get, sorry, mate.
About your style of play, like I hear it when you say, "Oh, it's not like the usual like Pep Arteta approach, like Jordan position and all this stuff." But like, at what point did Ten Hag just bite the bullet and say, "You know what? The players I have at my disposal, it might not be 11 players that are perfect for me, but at what point did he say, you know what? I'm playing my style now," or do you think he already is? And again, he didn't really have the ideal personnel, but
he could be. I think he's playing. I think he's playing part of his style now. And everyone always talks about playing a club's way. Spurs fans were singing they've got their club back when 2 or 3 games in, stylistically, they were singing that. Man United, I'm not against Burnley, so I'm not excusing that. But playing counter-attack football away against Arsenal, away against City, away against Liverpool, this is what we've done my whole life. So Man United fans saying they don't want that, I reject that notion because that's not Man United's way. And I don't believe you have to be the most dominant on the ball to win football matches if you've got confident and capable football players on the ball. So I'm quite happy to have a mixture. I don't need to have a one-size-fits-all approach. I actually think unless you have the best squad in the world and the best manager like Pep, that style where you only play one way, you'll end up falling short a little bit more than you win things. And I've always questioned Klopp on that. It's almost sometimes change it up a little bit when you've got problems and he maybe reacts a little bit late because he isn't adaptable. But then most managers in 2023, I don't think are as adaptable as the previous generation. So maybe I do want a little bit of that. However, I take the same stance as Staffy on United. I will judge us fully when I actually see a team that's 80, 90% my managers. You know, some teams get style of play straight away. And I know circumstances are always different. Spurs, you're seeing it instantly. Arsenal, though, under Mikel Arteta, because their circumstance and scenario is different, it took a while for that style. There was a couple of years where a lot of people thought, and I was one of them, that Arteta was a pragmatist with the way he played football. And a lot of people used to laugh at them for that. And then last year, it all clicked into gear, and suddenly they were this swashbuckling, amazing football team, and a lot of people didn't see it coming. So, especially rivals, some gooners certainly did. So, yeah, I'm relaxed. We've got to get the results. I do want to see it improve. I'm not denying that. But viewers, let us know what you think.
Let me just ask you a question on that as well before you go into the. Oh, go on.
We can come back to United later. We're just running out of time, and I've got to get into the Arsenal Spurs stuff. Ten Hag said United style of play is quick transition. So again, you stop. I don't mean it rudely, Daniel. Please either listen to press conferences in full or read articles. Stop reading Twitter. As part of what he's trying to build, he said he wants to be the best transitions team in the world. Part of what he's doing. So he didn't say, I only want to do transitional football. By the way, I hate that word. Counter-attack team. Let's go back to proper football talk. Counter-attack. He doesn't just want to be a counter-attack team. That's not what he said. Read the whole article. And people do too much. And I'm sure you all feel this about your own clubs. A manager says something, there's a headline about it, and nobody actually reads what your manager says, and then they run with the headline. So that's not quite what he said, my friend, but thank you.